Hello, artists. This week we're going to finish our Australian dot paintings. I'm going to pull up what I'm going to use to finish. I have my art from last week, so I have my emu silhouette that I have drawn. I have some markers to color with. The other thing you're going to need is this page of Australian symbols. So you can see there's some information explaining what symbols mean. So your first job is going to be to choose some symbols to add to your art. I am going to add some of these emu footprints since I drew an emu, and then also maybe this campsite. So I'm going to remember those two images. Let's go back to my drawing. So the first thing I'm going to do is draw some symbols. So I don't want to put anything too close to my emu. I'm going to kind of space it out a little bit and plan. So if you want to work with a pencil first, that would be a good idea. I am going to add some emu prints, and I'm going to kind of make them go on the diagonal, like my emu just wandered across the page. Now, I also wanted to add that meeting place symbol. Let's take a look at that again. Or I'm sorry, the campsite symbol. So that's some concentric circles. Let's add some of those. I am still using the same color you might have noticed that I used for my emu. That's not something you have to do, but that's something that I am choosing to do. All right, after you've added some symbols, now it's time to add some dots. Now, adding these dots can be a little bit tedious, which means that it can be a little bit time consuming and sort of get a little bit dull, but I'm going to do my best. Now, this is where maybe if you have a different supply, I'll explain some ways you could do this. But what I am doing is I am using my natural colored markers to draw some circles around the shape of my silhouette. I am going to repeat this step and repeat it to fill my page. Now, I don't think that it's possible or reasonable to expect everybody to fill the entire page with dots, and I want you to make sure you're taking your time. It's more important that your dots look like you're doing a nice job placing them, so you're being thoughtful about your art. We're not rushing. I hope you also notice that I'm drawing circles. I'm not taking my marker and stabbing it down. That's gonna ruin your marker pretty quickly, and I also don't think that makes a very big dot. So that's really gonna take you longer because those dots are so small. So don't stab your markers or crayons or whatever you're using to color. Be thoughtful with how you draw these circles. Now, you could draw them with markers or crayons or colored pencils, whatever you have. Oops, I got a little too sloppy, gotta slow down. The other thing you could do, if you have some washable paint, instead of drawing all your dots, you could touch the tip of your finger or touch the bottom of an eraser or touch maybe like a Q-tip into some paint, and you could press down and up to make your dots with paint. So that's one idea. I am going to add some more rows of dots with some other colors. So like I said before, we're going to repeat that direction. You can see I'm going to repeat. I don't want everything spaced out a lot. I want it kind of close together. And I want to be very thoughtful with my art. So I am going to keep repeating those steps with different colors. Once I get to this new shape, I'm going to have to also start to go around that shape as well. So I'm not just going to skip it or go around it. I'm going to try to include it in these dots. All right, I'm going to pause my video and get a couple more rows completed to show you some progress on my dot art. All right, third grade artists, my hand is a little tired. You might have to take a couple of breaks while you're making some dots. So I filled up my whole paper with dots. Remember to be thoughtful where you add your dots. I started going around my emu and then sort of kept going out until I filled the whole paper. The other thing I did was I outlined my silhouette and my symbols so that they had a little bit of that brown outline to make them pop a little bit. So that is it. Those are the directions for Australian dot paintings. Happy creating.